Hello everybody, it's Tech here. So gonna be a different stream today. I'm gonna try my hand at actually making some art, and that's the main goal, is to make our own. Is it possible? Really? That's all it's what it's about. So I need to come up with, at a minimum, this grass, this border, transition between the different sprites here, right? So the different dirt blocks, some variations of them. Hey everybody. How did the doctor stuff go? Went to the Band-Aid station, the urgent care place, right? And I don't know if they didn't have a doctor on duty or what, but it was a nurse practitioner. She looked like she was fresh out of high school, right? So she was a Doogie Howser kind of doctor, or she wasn't even a doctor, she was a nurse, right? She took a look at me, couldn't figure out what was wrong, and said, "You need to go to the ER." I said to myself, the swelling's not getting worse, it might actually be getting better already. So I went home. And it didn't get any worse. It got better for a while, and then I ate dinner and I blew up like a balloon again. Got in the car, went to the ER at that point because it was pretty big. I mean, I'm talking big. And by the time we got to the ER, there was a huge line at the ER just to like register it to sign in. I'm like, this is not life-threatening. Looking around at all these other people like bandaged up and stuff, like they're all life-threatening. I'm not. They're gonna get treated first. I'm gonna be here for a couple hours, and this is gonna go down because it had already at that point it started going down. So, went home. Woke up this morning and it's still swollen a little bit even now. You probably can't tell on the stream camera, right? You probably can't tell. It's swollen a little bit on this side, but it's not bad. Ate breakfast. It didn't really swell up that much more, so I'm gonna hope that it goes away. Kind of. I did some googling around. I suspect it's probably like a clogged salivary gland. You know, your glands that make saliva for your mouth. Because the night before it all happened, I had like a salty taste in my mouth. I didn't think much of it, and that is back today with a vengeance. Like it's like something's draining from the side of my mouth and it's salty. So I'm hoping that the clogged gland came unclogged, but we'll find out. I don't know. It didn't seem to be worth going to the ER and having to pay an ER bill, right? Plus, like I said, there was lots of other people there that were way worse off than I was. Let's get this at 128. But thanks for asking. Okay, so that's like the area. Oh my gosh, I want to set this up different than how this is set up too. So I want to make it so that I've got a Photoshop template that I can use to test tiling and all the different orientations of a given texture that I'm making. We'll call them textures or sprite, right? So I guess in order to do this, I kind of need. Do I put in paint? What do I need to put this in? I need to get this size, right? So I'm going to make all my textures 128, right? 128 by 128. And, you know, there's going to be a sprite sheet like this, probably. It'll probably be separated by a pixel or two, right? That way I can get rid of that Unity bug. But, gosh, how am I going to say this? So if we take this, for example, right? So this is a upper left corner. We're going to need a top. We're going to need a upper right corner. We're going to need a bottom right corner. We're going to need a bottom left corner, a bottom, a left, and a right at a minimum. That's assuming there's no variations like we have here. So I might use this whole thing as kind of like a template. But then at the same time, like this also needs to be part of it, right? I need to see how it's going to look with these as well. So if I did this size, so that's 4 by 4, and then another 2 for this, but I would like to see this next to this as well. Like that would be a 3 by 3, which would fit in here, I guess. So what if I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 wide. It's probably not a natural power of 2 though, right? So 128 times 10, it's that size. So if we did 512 times 2 is 1024 times 2 again, it's the size of this. You know what, I'll just go ahead and make it this size. So what's that mean for us? Do I use this as a template? I think I do. Let's go ahead and fill this in with Control-Shift-I. Black. I said black. Okay, just to get let's even fill this in. Whole thing. Just to like black everything out. That'd be our background for everything, right? Okay, we'll turn it on and off, so I'm going to keep the other layer in here, just as a reference guide. Okay, so then we've got this. Let's go to that website that I like for colors. Pallet? Palleton? Yeah, so if you guys have never heard of this website before, this is pretty cool. They've got this color picker that you use to pick compatible colors. And I'm pretty much like stupid at colors, so this is great for me. So if I do this 5 color try thing, so I get like the green where I want it to be for my grass color. Do like that, and then you can like shift it darker or lighter. And what it does for you is it picks the color, one shade darker and another shade darker, and then a shade lighter and a shade brighter. So for me, that's like perfect. Exactly what I need to be able to work with this, right? So I get the green color I want that looks nice. Say like that. And I'm just going to snap this whole thing. My snipping tool. That'll be our color palette. Boop. This is on its own layer, so let's say palette. And then we're going to want, let's get rid of this, something for like this yellowish. I think this is not an appropriate color. Excuse the dog backer. Assuming you guys can get. Oh, okay. That's the other thing. If you grab that one, it moves this and this one. But if you grab these, it moves all 4. So I'm gonna actually go back and grab this again. Okay, so I don't want the offset to change, right? So I was trying to, wait, why is it locked? There we go. Okay, there we go. So if we go like a dark lighter, we're looking for like a dirt color, right? So something in that category I think would be good. Photoshop. Palette number 2. We can actually just merge those. Okay. I'll probably bump them down. Let's run with this, right? So we'll use that color as our green. Marquee Tool, I guess. Brush Tool. Brush Tool. Use that color as our green. Create another layer. It's background in the right spot. There we go. Grass. And I'm not going to create it as its own layer per se. I'm going to create it as a smart object. And if I double click it, it opens up another layer. And I'm going to change the size of this. So the image size of this is going to be 128 by 128. Okay, and I'm going to go over my paint tool there, paste that in. I'm going to save this smart object. And that smart object becomes part of this whole deal here then. So right there it is. And I can place this smart object wherever I want. Right, so I can place this in the location that I think is appropriate for our setup, which is probably right here in the very middle. Why is it not lining up? Okay, those pallets are screwing with my eyeballs. There we go. So it's right on the border lines for that. Okay, and then here's the cool thing. So I'm going to create a folder for this. I'm going to put this in the group. And we're going to call this grass. And I'm going to duplicate this. Oh, duplicate this. Show grass copy. And this grass copy gets set there. And set. Oops, grab the wrong one. Come on. So it lets us set it up for tiling basically, right? And when I go into this original, I gotta place it first. Go into this original and paint. So like if I picked a different color, do that and save it, it updates all copies of it. So that's a quick way to tell if it can tile nicely, I think, inside Photoshop. Save that one. Now, that said, I don't think I actually need to copy this many times for this particular texture. And if I'm going to make it easy on myself to use this whole thing in replacement of this original one, then it would be ideal if this grass was here. So let's do that. Although, knowing, I probably can't do that though. Because what's going to happen is, yeah, let's not do it. Keep going back and forth. I want to have those extra pixels of that color around it, right? So we don't run into the issue where there's the yellow lines kind of thing. I don't want to have that ever again. So my textures, all this stuff is not going to be covered by my texture when I'm done. I'm gonna reproduce my same texture over and over in this. Basically. Okay, so where's that third one? Let's put this one over here. There we go. Let's grab all 3 of those now and duplicate them. Yeah, I don't care what you named. I don't want all of you, I just want the newest 3. Really? There we go. And then duplicate you 3. Perfect. Okay, and that'll be our grass texture. Our default grass texture. Yes, I know we need to create some variations like this, but for now, this is getting us started. Okay, so our color picker. Grab that color again. Let's go to a brand new folder. We'll call this one grass to dirt transition. Okay, and inside this we're going to create a new layer. We'll convert that to a smart object, and this will be a corner piece. And I'm calling it corner specifically because I'm not going to create 4 versions of this texture. I'm going to create 1 and use smart objects to rotate them around. So let's first go into that. Let's image size 128. Fill it with green. Go back to this piece. Let's sample the color we're going to go for their path. I guess that palette needs to be on the very top there. Okay. And define where at in this texture that we're going to have that path and where we're not going to have that path. So if we look at these occupy a little more than 1 whole quadrant. I'll call it quadrant because it's cutting 4s. With just the grass, right? Same there. So he's got the grass going up to there. So if I do the same and make my grass go from the outer edge to that spot, and then start the transition from there, will be pretty good. And then as far as the inner piece here, it doesn't matter, right? This piece doesn't matter how much comes in, as long as it matches up the same on both of these, we'll be fine. So, all that said, let's grab this. Let's put this in the very corner to increase the size of this. Can't make it just the right size, can I? Oh, it's going in big increments. So we need to go a little less than 200 by, let's say, 5. So 190 maybe? 95? Something like that. Oop. That's too much. 194. This is just rough for right now, right? We're trying to rough it in. Okay, so 190. Let's go with 190, see what it does. There we go. Right, so we're right up to that blue line there. Hopefully that comes across on the stream. We're right up to the blue line there. Now, it doesn't have to be that perfectly round, right? We can draw into this, if you will. So let's save this. Let's go to, and close this one out. Let's go back to our main texture here. We're gonna save this, right? Let's go ahead and call it that. But let's put it in a new folder. Tile set replacement. Okay. Let's see, where did it go? Is it like in the center of the whole thing? Yeah, it is. Okay. So V. Doesn't seem like it's quite lined up. It's not. I wish Photoshop like had something where you could say, I want this at this exact precise pixel perfect location. And it just doesn't. There we go. Snap it in like that, I guess. Okay, so now the idea is, let's get this palette out of here. I don't know why it's in here. Turn you off. There we go. The idea is we take this, we duplicate it. Corner copy, sure. We're gonna click here. We're gonna tell it 90 degrees. We're gonna drag it then. Yes, apply that transformer to that. Straight across into this corner location here. Okay. We're gonna do the same. 2. Rotate you 90. Drag you down to here. Come on, lock into place. There. Duplicate. So, and the idea here is once I set one of these up, it should be easy to set up another one then, right? Because all I would have to do is go into this and update one, and they all get applied. So this is like setting up the template almost for all tiles that have this type of setup, where there's corners rotated and all this. There we go. So now I can tell it to rotate 90. Okay. So we got our corners. And let's, just as an example, grab this. We are at 190 for that size. Might use that again. Did that. Save. It updates all corners. This one's rotated wrong. Right, I just said 90, didn't I? Need to go negative 190. 180. What? There. Okay, that makes me wonder if that's going to save. So let's apply the transform. Yep. Save. Let's make another change here. Okay, it worked. I must just not noticed I placed it wrong the first time around. Okay, so undo, undo, save. I'm gonna add another layer here. Save. Let's get the rest of these sides in, which is just these three, right? And then we rotate them around. So, grass to dirt transition. Let's create another group inside of it. Can we do that? I think we can. Corners. There we go. Put those inside corners. And let's say one for side. Oops. Side. Create new layer. And convert that to smart object instead of clicking it like that. Okay, and we need to fill this with the green. Grab the brown. And then I'll resize this too, right? It's way too big right now. Image size 128, 128. And whoa, what do we got going on? Darken mode. We want normal mode. Jeez. There. It was like funny around the corners for some reason. Okay, so back to this. We need to go from there. Oops, wrong color. go from there to there, and then we can go G there. I'm gonna leave the fact that it's a little jagged, but I can't have that one being jagged though. In fact, we'll get rid of some of them so that it's not so uniform. Save. Transform this to where it needs to be located. There we go. And this is where it's going to get a little funny. I need a variation here and a variation here, right? I don't want them all to be identical. So in order to support that, I think I need to just copy it and then change those copies, not duplicate, if that makes any sense. Basically, they need to be their own layers. Normal. I don't think there's a straight up copy, is there? New smart out would be a copy. Let's try that. So where's that located? Probably right there. Perfect. Let's do that again. New smart object via copy. So instead of duplicating it with the same smart object, I'm creating new ones, I'm hoping. So now, if I go here, it opens up as a different layer. So if I edit this by putting that like that, it only edits that one. Perfect. So now I can grab all three of those. And can I duplicate you in mass? Yes. Duplicate layers. Okay. I'm gonna V. We're gonna rotate you 90 degrees. And then put you up here. Okay. Duplicate layers. Right there. Rotate you 90 degrees. Okay. Duplicate those. Let's grab you down here. Okay. So that's our side pieces. Where are you located? You are normal. You're variant. A. And variant B, right? This should be a B. Yeah. It's holding space. Variant B. And then these I don't need to worry about. I just have to edit those, and all these will... In fact, let's try this. Let's create another group. Underneath side. Duplicates. And let's move all the duplicates in there. That way we don't ever accidentally grab one of them. Perfect. And then I guess we can do the same for these. New folder. Duplicate. I guess I need to have my cursor inside the area when I create the folder. Yeah, there we go. Duplicate. And we'll keep a bottom one as the original, which is right in the center. Perfect. So now I collapse all these duplicates just to get them out of my way. So now I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 objects to work with to make up this whole section, right? Let's do just that, right? I know we're going to need another one of this color that's going to be our path, if you will, all around everything. But let's get these working and looking a lot better than they are, because they're crap right now. I know they are. So let's work with the first side. We need our palette colors available to us all the time. How am I going to do this? It's because I want to be able to grab these quick. So let's grab the dark grass first. Working on making my own textures, right? Instead of using just the assets from the store. We'll see how it works out. How you doing? Let's try and split this up. So let's copy this to grass. Grass. Plus one dirt. We'll make the dirt extend everywhere. There we go. So now if I turn the grass off, it looks like that. Now, if I do this, what happens if I turn a shadow on? Cool. So can we start to use Photoshop to build these out for us instead of me drawing pixel by pixel? Let's save that. What's it do when it's rotated around? Let's get rid of the palette. It doesn't hurt it. Okay. That's interesting. So with this grass being like that, then what if I do click here, I think it is. Yeah. So I can say this size is a little bit bigger. I don't know that we want that, right? I'm just playing around with the idea of it. You motivated me to make some progress in my own game. Cool. Fix the bug that I tried finding forever. Awesome, man. I'm glad I inspired somebody. No, this is definitely not going to work because it doesn't take into account that this is going to tile, and that spot there is not going to tile right down there. So we'll just turn the effect off. It's an interesting concept, though. So let's go back, grab that color again. What was your bug, Red? Close that one out so we don't get confused. Close this one out so we don't get confused. Okay, so here is our color. How do I remove the effect? Disable layer effects. Idle effects? I want you gone off of the layer completely. Please go away. Reset the default. It just disables it. It doesn't turn it off. I mean, I know the easy way is just do this, right? It'd be Control-Shift-V. And we get rid of the layer. Kind of annoying though. So let's have this layer be our next one, which will be like grass edge, which will be like highlights for the grass. Wait. We want that pixel right there. So the tiles. Right there. Okay. Then from there we can go in and out as much as we need. Okay. And then there's this darker yet, right? That's darker. Oh, that was the darkest. Okay. So there's a lighter one. We can go here. Yep, it's me. Hey, Pineapple. How am I gonna do this? So I want that pixel there, so I just need to get the smaller bit brush, I guess. So I want these to line up. They're gonna look funny if they don't. There we go. And now we can grab that other color. I'm breaking down Pineapple and decided to try and do art myself. We'll see how it works. I've kind of like halfway been committed to it before. Now I'm a little more committed to it. I don't know. I'm gonna try and make an entire tile palette for one area and see how it works. Yeah, I know. Everyone talked me into it. Let's save that. Okay, let's turn this off. I think what we're missing overall still is, you know, there's a good degree of variation in the dirt, right? So let's do that. Let's grab the different dirt colors now. Say dirt edge is another layer. Let's start coloring this in. I actually want dirt edge to be beneath the grass edge, right? That way the grass covers it up. That's too wide there. Too wide there.
And every moment counts, baby, I don't wanna miss a thing. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, or hang out in hotel bars, driving somewhere in your car. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, under the stars.
You guys hear my dog barking? Or does it not pick up on my mic? Save that. Let's go into here. Grab our next color. It's funny, it's got that highlight over that part. Okay, so we want this dirt edge to be underneath the other dirt edge. And I think to do that, I'm just going to do dirt edge 2. I probably should have done that with grass in case I want to go edit it later. But edge light. There we go. And this one's going to be a bit bigger, right? I think this is more of a shadowy type thing. You do hear it. Okay. Sure, it's just one of the kids playing with her, but wasn't sure if it picked up on the mic or not. Save that. What we don't have anywhere is a section of this example that just repeats this beside itself to see how it tiles. So let's do that. Let's take one of our normals and just duplicate it down here so we can look at it. So need to go where? Duplicate this. And that's going to go into duplicates. And we'll move it to say here. And again, this whole thing is about trying to see visually if these work without having to go into Unity. Okay, and then let's duplicate the duplicate. Hey, below the stone. Hey, thank you for all the bits. 10 bits. Woo! I do one art stream and he goes nuts. Just do it all the time. Mr. Moneybags. I'm gonna do one more. Or like, Mr. I watched a few of my heads, Mike. So, like, can you do that if you're a Prime member to get bits? Because, like, I don't see ads in Amazon Prime. Oh, does that not tile right? Oh, it does. This little pixel right there has got me like, is that not right? But it's not even on the cut. The cut's one pixel over. I think that pixel's or that tile's pretty good so far. Now the thing is getting this transition over to these other ones and making them look right with their variations, right? Looks good so far. I might have to be right back for now. If you need some tiling tips, hit me up on Discord real quick. I'll be able to answer. Okay, cool. Thank you. Just getting started on it, so like I need to do a lot of work. I don't like the green being solid for the grass even. I don't know how, like the original tile set, that tile is just one solid color, right? There's no differences in it. It's all one solid color. Gosh, when it's one solid color, I can see all the dirt on my screen. Makes it look like it's not. Like right here on my screen, there's a little smudge. So with that like being solid in Unity, so we go to the overworld. Now it's got to import the textures now. We go to the scene for the overworld. Like it doesn't look too bad in Unity, right? But in Photoshop, when it's that big of an area that's solid color, it looks like poop. I don't know what's about being in game. To get rid of the solid colored areas, I usually throw in some darker and brighter variations of color and blur those areas with the blur tool in Aseprite. Yeah, that makes sense. Doing it in Aseprite is probably a little bit easier than what I'm going to have here because of the tiling. Right, you can see it tiled there real easy. I have to flip back and forth between the two scenes, but I can do it. So let's say I went to like my brush tool, my actual brush tool, not the pencil, and then switched over to something like that, so it's noisy, and got the size nice and big, something like that maybe, and then took my darker color from my palette, a slightly darker color, and clicked, That looks more like grass to me, right? And then what if I did this and did the blur like you're saying? Great big blur. Soften it up a bit. And then get rid of this. Yeah. Completely understand, because look what I got. Like, how am I going to deal with that? Being lighter in spots and darker in spots. I really just need to touch the edges more. You know, that it doesn't look too bad without the blur like that, I think. Ah, but the tiling. I'm fully aware I could take this, split it into 4, move the pieces around, clean up the seam, and it should just work then, right? But that's a huge pain to do in Photoshop. That's not what I want. You should have added noise with a brush that was bigger than the square. That might have done it. I just didn't want it to be one big blur, though. Luckily, the other day, I set my undo history to a ridiculous amount in Photoshop. So you're saying something like that? It's still gonna not quite cut it because of the tiling. And then if I blur it, I don't think that's gonna help. Yeah, it really didn't help. I think I might have to do the thing where you take each quadrant and move them around. And then clean up the seams. Or just do it by hand, right? Like, not rely on this doing it. I was trying to use the easy button. Let's go to the other brush tool. There we go. So what happens if I did this all over the place? Yeah. What kind of texture size are you working with when you do those kind of things? Because one pixel wide sounds appropriate if you're working with something pretty small. This is 250 or 128 by 128. See, I'm afraid this is gonna look like measles or something, right? Just a bunch of spots all over. Those lines don't help at all. Oops. We're doing this on the wrong layer. Okay, let's do this. Why are you not? There we go. $32 to $32. Okay. That to me makes sense why you're doing it that way. Yeah, like, just for the higher detail that I got in these example ones, right? That's why I went with that. Maybe it's not needed, maybe it's overkill. I'm not the expert in this stuff to know. And the other thing I can do with this too is, like, this is just how I want to describe this. This is how one of many grass textures needs to be, right? There's multiple pieces of the grass texture for the way I've got mine set up. So if we solo this, you've got this, you've got this, you've got this. So it's easy to add some variations to it. And then there's some flowers somewhere too in another, might be another tile map. that we place over top of it. So we can get some variations in there. I just don't want it to be solid green. Looks like moldy cheese or something. Now, why does this look like poo? But when we use that big brush on the other tool, it didn't. Let me take a look at the other brush. It's a lot more of it. What if I did this from that corner, that corner? I find the center of this thing. That corner. That corner, and then dead center. Saved it. That tiled pretty good. Because the brush was big enough to cover the entire area still, right? It went corner to corner, but by putting it in the edges, it ensured that the edge was heavily set and the edges would be uniform across the tiles. Oh, when you zoom in though, you can still see it a bit. Like at that zoom level, you can't tell, but when you get to about here, you can start to see some lines there and there, which is that top edge. So, what if I did that? Okay, it's even more so, but that's because we didn't do the bottom. So just be like all dark green when I'm done. It's not helping. Okay, save. Let's take the Marquee Tool. Let's change its size to, what would it be, 64 by 64. Just click in this upper left corner. Control Shift C to copy all layers. Control Shift V to paste it in place as a new layer. Let's turn these layers off because I can't see. Okay. Marquee Tool again. If I do it down here, does it work? It does. Awesome. Okay, so let's get this one off. We'll go Control Shift C, Control Shift V, and move this into this corner. You can still see the repeating pattern when laid out in a bigger area. Maybe you could have them rotated randomly as well. Oh, maybe. That's interesting, but then we would need to make sure that all edges don't show tiling when they're rotated. If that makes sense. Marquee Tool. This spot. Control Shift C. Control Shift V. You go down over here. Okay, and then you Marquee Tool. This corner. Control Shift C, Control Shift V, V up in this corner. Check my messages. Oh, somebody else is streaming. Okay, so we can get rid of these two now. And what happens if we take these? That one's obviously out of place. Okay. And it's very faint to me where those seams are. Like, it's kind of hard to see. But if I merge these, I think I need to do. So they're all one layer. Get to my different tool. And like this is what's visible. So isn't there a healing tool? Patch tool? Spot healing. Let's do this so we can see where the line is. save that and take a look at it in our other view. It certainly is not noticeable anymore. So we've got that going for us. Now, can I be really tricky with this and take this, edit, what is it? Where is the thing? The file? Image, I think it's under edit. I'm just not seeing it. Define pattern. Grass. Okay, and then go to which one? Let's grab this one here. Side normal. Yeah. And go to this. And we're not going to do foreground color. We're going to do a pattern. And we're going to do the pattern of our grass in there. Save. Now we come back here. We get the grass pattern on that. I mean, the tile's nice. Question is, does the tile nice next to this? So, got that down in the duplicates, right? Somewhere. Wait, we need to go this. There we go. 12, 10. Should be these, right? Oh no, you're not. Just 12? What layer are you on? 2. Okay, those 3. Let's move those over here. Okay. I want to grab this one, which is our normal grass. Duplicate that whole layer again. Move you down here. Because what I want to ensure is that it looks good in all scenarios, right? Turn off the... You might be able to tell. You're really looking hard. But I'm at 400% zoom. There's 100% zoom. I don't know. I think it's pretty good. We'll go with it for now. It's easy enough to go back to a solid color, right? That's the thing. It's simple. So we got this one set. We can go into these other ones, the other variants then, and do the same to them. All right, so if I go into this one, G, paint that, right? And should we undo from this? We cannot. So that means we need to paint the solid first. So let's grab the grab this color, and go from here to here. Fill this in. We actually should define what the variation is about this, right? So I'm thinking that it's going to be the one that comes out, something like that. And then the other one will be the one that goes in a bit. Let's get a bigger brush, get this done. And And this could be another piece just randomly out there like that, right? Some grass started growing out in the dirt path. Okay, and go back to this. Perfect. Add another layer. Let's get this dirt color. We will make this be our dirt layer. Fill in the dirt layer with everything but what we wanted. Foreground color, please. There we go. Do this, do W, whoa, 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 W, W, W. Come on, really? Tolerance 0. Oh, we'll grab a long layer. Magic wand. Continuous. Why is it grabbing everything? You should grab just the brown. Sample all layers? Sure. Why would that make a difference? Whatever. Can't I delete it now? Big eraser? What is going on? Maybe you got tolerance to the magic wand too high. Well, I had it set to 7. Then I turned it all the way down. But even then, like, I've got it selected now, but I can't erase from that selection or this selection. Like, both of them are, you know, in case this is inverted, but I can tell it's this select. This is what's selected over here. It's almost like the layer's locked, but it's not. Can I draw on you? No. What weird mode did I get Photoshop into? Let's pick a different color. Okay, I can draw that color. Can I erase now? I can erase that color. It's like it's a background layer. Why is it bold? I mean, it's just because I have it highlighted. Normal mode. 100% fill, 100% opacity. Like normally I can just select a layer, or a section of a layer, hit delete, and it deletes the content off of that area. Maybe my keys are held down? Nope. Let's save it. Delete. No. Let's close it and get back into it then. Yeah, sure. Let's open it again. W. Okay, I can select it. Can't delete it. What if I take and do the opposite? Okay, so Control-Shift-I inverse. Control-Shift-C, Control-Shift-V. Really? Control-Shift-V? What did you just do? It's pasting in something else. It's not pasting when I copied. Edit, copy, merged. Edit, paste. There we go. And get rid of this whole layer. That's all I wanted to do, was just separate the layers, right? The grass from the dirt. That way, if I ever come back and say, oh, I want the dirt color, different color, it's easy. It's on its own independent layer. Grass. Okay, let's add another layer for highlights or darkening or edges. Let's go, I'll call it edge. EDGE, there we go. And the edge color is all of those variations, right? And the darkest green goes right up to the point. So if we grab this color there, and we need to come down to that point, it goes on. It needs to be too wide. Right, too wide? Close grass. No, it's wider than that. Let's look at its 4. Okay, it's right size. So, like that. And that. And then, you know what I should do? Let's do this. Go Marquee. Normal. I'm going to grab a 1 pixel wide. Just like that. I'm going to Control-Shift-C so it's all layers. I'm going to paste that onto the bottom of this whole thing. And that's where it should be. But it's not where it should be. Control-Shift-V, something's still off. It's like my Shift and Control keys are not working right. Whatever, we can move it down. Copy that again. Paste it up at the top now. There. So now we know where we need to come and line up with for this edge to work. Merge you, please. We got our colors and we know where they need to line up. There we go. Let's do the light now with a smaller brush. And should this be underneath that? No. How does it work on this? It's actually defined a hard edge like that. Okay. So this is like all different colors, right? But then we have a continuous single hard edge. Wasn't sure if that's right. Go. That. And this one's gonna go underneath. I'm gonna create another layer. We'll call this one dirt. Because I don't want to cut into the grass with this one, I don't think. Put it underneath. Dirt. Come on, let me rename you. Dirt edge. We'll grab this one. And this one needs to be dirt edge light. We'll put that even more underneath, basically. Getting this to rename is a pain. It needs to be a shortcut key for it. Dirt edge light. Okay, now we still need to accommodate these as well. So we've got edge, which is on top. Let's grab this one. We need to be those two colors, right? Can't I draw on you? Why is it doing this? Got my pencil tool. I don't have a color. Why is it selecting? As soon as I do that, it doesn't. It goes to this. To the masking thing. That's what it was. I was in a weird mode. Okay, so now this one we're gonna go along this edge, I think. That. Same for this. No, I did that wrong. It needs to be along this bottom. The bottom. That. And this. Okay, and then we're gonna go and grab this. I'll destroy the entire black darker color there. Okay, and then we're gonna go dirt edge, which should be this color. Oops. Why is dirt edge on top? Do we... I need to look at the reference image. I think when he set those up... Yeah, so it's like light's coming from above. Because this image gets rotated to this image. And if it wasn't like light was directly from above, then the shading would be off between the different rotations. So I need to do the same. So what I was thinking was lighting coming from up over in this corner, right? And shades to be over in this side, right? But when we rotate this 180, that's going to be off from the other side and it'll look really weird. So lighting needs to be directed from the center of everything. So basically what that means is get a much smaller brush and erase what I just did. Didn't do anything there. Well, this one I probably did. This I did. Okay, so let's try that again. Let's grab, say, this color. Whoa. Something's funky's going on. My mother mouse getting hit or something? Humble bundle. B. Did like this. Then grab that other color. Gosh, we destroyed the whole inner green. Let's do a smaller brush, I guess. So my other mouse will work from home, and I got 4 monitors. Usually leave the home computer on one monitor and the work computer on the other 3. And I use software called Synergy to move the mouse from the one over to the other. And I just do that like so. If I need a reference web page open, I don't have to open some sketchy website up on the work computer, right? It's on the home computer. Not that I go to sketchy websites, but that's the idea. And then if Synergy ever fails, I've got the other mouse that's always hooked up to the home computer, right? So that when the mouse is hooked up to the work computer, I can use that one for that all the time. But it's very rare that Synergy fails. Hey, Below the Stone Dev, thanks for the host. 1 view. Thank you. Let's grab this. So, like, thank you for the host. Below the Stone. I'll say Synergy's a pretty good program, but the old version. The new version that so like Synergy long ago was owned by somebody else, and they did a great job at it, right? They knew what they were doing. Sorry, new guys, but they knew what they were doing. These new guys that bought it and have been maintaining it since don't know what they're doing. Yeah, you know from LTT, don't go off Linus's advice. There's no way he's using version 2 of it. There's no way. It's junk compared to the old version. That, and there was something else that Linus is like sponsored by that I've used, make me seriously doubt their sponsorships of things. Like, I don't think they actually use the things they sponsor at all, even though sometimes they say they do. Thank you. Wasn't desired to shave that was related to the swelling in the face. I wanted to like make sure we could see if it was still swelling or not. It's kind of hard to tell with all the scruff. There we go. That's looking like what I wanted to. Yeah, I could live with that. I don't know if I could live with it in game though. That's the thing. Maybe I'm turned off by the dirt being a constant ugliness. And I'm seeing I've got this thing out of alignment, so this needs to fix somehow. I'm not sure if it's this one or this, but we need to fix that and fix it now before I get too far into this. I'm not even sure what it's doing, to be honest, because that's so weird. It's not showing the layer underneath. Let's see, so duplicates, right? Oh, it is the layer underneath. That's like literally the layer underneath. It's the originals. Okay, so for the green, for this darker green, no. So I just took a big brush in the right color. Let's see, Photoshop, brush tool. Just a brush, a noisy brush. So I just use this brush, basically. It was a pain to get it to tile. We worked through it. They use remote server monitor software. They have been sponsored by recently, but yeah, I figured they only use stuff they can integrate into their workflow. I'm not saying they don't use Synergy. I'm just saying when you went from Synergy 1 whatever to 2, there was a feature loss that was pretty dramatic. To the point where like I tried using it for 6 months or so and gave up. It's not in a state where it's usable. I went back to version 1 because the people that make Synergy 2 recognize that it's so crappy and everybody's complaining about it and asking for version 1 that they just said, okay, anybody that bought 2 can have 1. So is that our issue? I think it is. And then this one needs to be... What? Okay. What is going on then? Is it because these are off? There's no gap up here. Okay, let's turn this on. Okay, that one's not in the right spot now. Now it should be. That one looks like it lines up. But it still shows the gaps. What in the world? It's off by a pixel. If I move this one, okay, that one fixed. That one's fixed. Is it because the corner's out of position? It can't be, it lines up. Is this corner out of position? That could be. I think the best way to do it is to get the corners looking like they match everything else and go from there. Okay, so let's do variant B. Variant B should be one that goes in. Oh, okay. Well, we didn't do the one that goes in the right spot. So we'll do it basically similar to this, right? So we'll put our own style to it, but it's going to go in, and it's going to have a piece of grass in it somewhere. A big piece of grass. Variant B. So first things first, let's get our Marquee Tool. We'll get the wand, select all that. We'll cut that from that layer. We will paste it into this layer. We'll paste it into a layer like this. That down. We will grab the G tool. Fill the rest of this layer in this color. Here we go. Now we've got our grass. Anyone else use Photoshop know the quick shortcut key to rename a layer? So I can stop double clicking on this thing and getting the wrong thing. Grass and dirt. Grass needs to be filled with our pattern. Boom. Grass needs that selection we did down here. Control-Shift-C, that should copy all layers. Control-Shift-V should paste it in place, and it doesn't. Is my Shift key not working? Control-Shift, other Shift-V. No. Control-Shift-V. Oops. Okay. It even says paste into place. What? Is it just because it's another image? Paste special into place. I don't know. Control-Shift-C, Control-Shift-V. Move you over 1 pixel into the top. Okay, so now we can, let's merge those two together. New layer, edge. Get the color we want. Get our regular brush tool back, pencil tool. And this will be the one that goes in. Make it pretty severe. Let's get in close so we can get this lined up. Okay. So now we go down to this layer with this one turned on. And we do W here. Turn our tolerance up. Contiguous. Now we should be able to delete. Oh, we're on our layer. There we go. The stupid mode we were in earlier was messing with me. Okay, so now turn everything back on. Cool. Let's go back in here. Grab that color there. Get a smaller brush. And go on the right layer, of course. Edge. Purposely not trying to keep it uniform. There we go. Then another layer down underneath everything. Dirt edge. We'll grab this dark one. Below the stone, if you're still here. You ever seen this website before? Without this website, I wouldn't be doing this. Like, I like the fact that I can just pick a color. Oh, get it messed up. Pick a color, and it chooses things that'll look good with it, and then gives me 4 different shades of it as well. Pallet. I just like the color picker it has. I am not one to be good at picking colors out. And complements and all that stuff. More shadow there. There. Okay, let's get the other one. Doom. Doom. Dirt edge. Light. Stock, what do you have in mind for character progression in your game? Stats, skills? I don't know, other than collecting items, right? You will have additional health that you can get, but again, it's based on collecting items. Okay, so let's save this. This is not a completed version of it. Did it not save? It did not save. Save. Okay. So most of my progression is going to be based off of having a thing. Alright. Not sure if I'm going to have extra armor and stuff, but that's kind of why I'm doing this today, right? If I think I can make art that will work, now that I've got some reference images that I can use for inspiration, right? Then I'll give it a go at making other things for the game that aren't part of the art set I already have. And yeah, Below the Stone, that's why I thought you might like it. It's a cool site because there's different color types like you can choose, like if it's 3 or 4 or whatever, and if you drag the center one off, it will turn the shading on it, right, for those primary colors that you're picking. And you can change how much these two colors are off by each other by changing that angle. The distance, the default's 30 though. Oh, I didn't see that default button there. That's cool. That's where I got these color palettes that I'm using for this palette right now. Or tile set, whatever. Yeah, it's one of the better color pickers I found. Okay, so we've got this one, but we need that like island of grass out here. I'm actually going to go and edit variant A again, too. I just noticed something. So this, We need to go to our G. We've got the pattern already in. We're going to go to the grass layer, and we're going to paint that. You may not have done much, but it's a slight variation in there. Because those seem pretty stinking uniform. Because they're all edge. I might have to come back and revisit that. I like how these tiles so far. Okay, so let's do this one. Let's finish it off. I'm anxious. So let's grab whatever that default color was. Color there. Let's make a bigger brush. Yeah, Ballista, are you going extreme? Tomorrow, you can go. Let's go G. Let's go back to our edge layer. Grab this smaller brush. Edge. And then that color. So I'm testing it here on this. All right, so you can see the images I got going. Looks okay so far. Haven't tested it in game though. So this is that smart object thing I was telling you about the other day. If I make a change to this, it'll update all the places in that other image I just had open automatically for me. Wait, what are you guys characters for progress? Oh wait, we have to do that one. Wait a minute. What? Oh, you're asking him. Did you like them up yet? Line placing the top, bottom, middle, and repeat a few times. Right. So that's what I did down here. This is the side pieces, and the top, right, and bottom are that same side pieces, just rotate. Bump is in 4 spots now, and that's why I'm doing it with these smart objects, because it just makes it easier for me all around. Having the dirt colors, it really adds a lot to this. I'm seeing the dirt edge. Whoa, too much. Make it, find it, loot it. It could be like your tagline for your game. Make it, find it, loot it. Or what's that, the mole man from the end of the Incredibles movie? Be like, I am below you, but there is nothing below me. Below the stone. Here we go. Not that. We want to go here. Perfect. Makes for a pretty harsh edge, but I don't know that's bad. That shadow's over there too far. Yes. Oh, no, not that much. Okay, we'll save that. We'll stop messing with this one. We'll go to the next corner piece, which should be this one. I'm gonna close these others. The gear and old school WoW talent tree, but it has all been chained to specific physical places. So active abilities and passive abilities unlockable. Old school WoW tree was crisp. I never played WoW, guys. Never. Copy that. Paste it here. And it looks funny somehow. Control Shift. Let's see. There we go. Shift V. Shift C. Control Shift V. If I get pasted in the center of the screen, it's supposed to, instead of where it's supposed to go. Whatever. We need to rotate you 90 degrees anyway. Oops. Chicken now. Okay, and that's going to be our edge definition, right? Pallet and classic WoW, and building yourself a DPS healer. Can't say I've never done it. Merge both of those. Tile marker indicators. Edge. Go. It's not quite where it needs to be. I'm gonna dirty this edge up a lot. I don't want it to be exactly circular. Smaller size. Okay, and then when you do the heal tool, this one. Oh no. Smaller size. Down here it's okay. On this side though, it's a little funky because that's not meant to line up with that. So what I need to do is I need to grab, say, this color and start blending that in. Let's do with a brush tool at 50% opacity maybe, with a small size. Yeah, for us to be able to include a ton of variants for player builds because our game is largely story-based, so to achieve a lot of replayability in the game, we fixed fix with pallets is necessary. I haven't considered a lot of replayability for mine. Not because I don't want it, but more I'm not sure the best way to go about it for mine. Or if it's necessary. There we go. That softens up that transition to this a little bit. Let's grab this dark one. Darkness in there. Lighter again. There we go. Now it's not such a sudden jarring change. And here's fine because it's already good. Okay, so now let's grab our W tool, all layers. That, grab that, grab that. That's it. Delete those from this layer, right? And wow, we never fixed this layer. So grab that, cut it, new layer, paste it in. I guess it doesn't matter. Paste it in there, sure. B, grab, move you down to the bottom. G tool, fill in the rest. Awesome, it's not the pattern. Around. Okay, let's grab, what's this? There we go. Oh, tile marker indicators. You're nothing. Get rid of you. Rename you. Gets built into replayability due to the nature of all levels being procedurally generated. Right. So, something I haven't told any of you guys to watch me here, but we'll build another. It's a mod, really, for Minecraft. A plugin that is a procedurally generated dungeon crawler. It was never publicly released. It was just something our group built, and that name of that we used was Demon Depths, and you've probably seen in some of my windows that this is Project DD, because I was originally thinking it would be like Demon Depths. I do like the hand-built nature of non-procedurally generated games too, though, so that's why I've started out with that. I'm not sure I'm going to keep that, though. I might. There's a small chance it's going to go procedurally generated at some point. Well, just the dungeon portions. But I would have to have the generation be very, very tight to what I would want it to do. So edge, edge. That underneath pretty much everything. Everything back on. Grab our color there and go to the right tool. It's that. Link to the thing. That's what's saying it's not public. Yeah. I'm pretty sure the server's still on. I have to see if I started it and still have it running or not. But what it is so we took the approach of making our own handmade ones. So each room is a 32 by 32 cylinder through the world. And we built a bunch of them, like, I don't know, maybe 20 each. And there's two types. Yeah, I could probably get you the information in Discord. It's on a server that sits in my house. Anyway, what I was saying was there's two different types of modules. There's a unique, which is it doesn't care where doors are, right? And there's a connector. And basically it makes a checkerboard pattern through the whole Minecraft world of uniques and connectors. So where the blacks would be uniques, where the whites would be connectors, right? And a connector is guaranteed to have 3 connections on each northeast, south, west direction on each of one of 3 floors. So they're designed in a way that they will hook up to a unique that happens to have a door in that location, regardless if that unique has one or not. So that's how we did the procedural. Yes, I am describing Demon Depths, Falcon. Came up in conversation. So what I was telling them, Falcon, was that when I first created this game, I called it Project DD, thinking Demon Depths. Not completely sure with the direction I was going to take this game. And so Falcon helped me build Demon Depths. And because of I wasn't sure, I might still go back to some type of procedural generation for this game, but I'm not 100% sure. I like that we did handmade cells, right, or rooms for Demon Depths, but it's not perfect, right? And I would want it to be better for this game. If that makes any sense at all. There we go. That's our corner piece. So now, if we come back here, the tile's awful. Because I tried to fix it and it made it worse. I'm not sure why that gap's there. Like, A plus B should equal C, and it is not. Yeah, I need to fix the tiling. Where I smudged it, it's awful. It sticks out like a sore thumb because it's too even, right? It's not random like it is everywhere else. So the easy way to fix that, we go back into it. Take our grass layer and just fill the pattern again. Did that actually fill? I don't know that it did. Let's go up the tolerance quite a bit. Oh, we can go all the way up probably, because it's not gonna... Except where there's dirt. Don't do all layers. Save. It didn't take. Why? Is that blur on a different layer? It is! Dang it. So that makes it really easy then, because I just erase it. Oh crap. Ta-da! And now you got the hard edge again. Well, I obviously don't want to edit this one. I want to edit this one. How am I going to make that work? I think it just needs to be more hand-drawn. Whoa. What is getting held down that's doing that? Doing all this on the wrong layer again. Should be here. Okay, and then this needs smooth, so if I take a blur over that, right? Very small blur. Does that work? It's a lot better. We need to darken up where it's darker though. It's right here. Back to the blur. Off the edges. It's right there, but it's pretty stinking close to being good. When I zoom out like this, I can see it. That I can't. That's at 100%. Let's save this. Let's get into Unity. Let's, so we're basically building this type of blocks out, right? Let's see if we can start updating our tile palette for this. But before I do that, saving before updating tile set. That way, if I don't like it, I can undo a commit real easy. In fact, let's also push so it's backed up on the internet. There we go. So our tile palette here. We also need to go into the PSD folder. This. Well, we only have that layer saved? How does that work? Oh, that's all I've built so far. Fair enough. It's definitely not this one out of alignment, it's these. I might have to fix that though. It's gonna screw up everything. So under corner duplicates then, this one. Can't move it over. So it's all the way lined up over there. The heck? That one can't be moved over at all. That one can't be moved over at all. And neither can that one. I think one of these is too small. Let's kill all three of those. And let's grab those three again. Copy. Oh no, duplicate, right? That's what we did. Duplicate layers. Like this, go 90% or 90 degrees. I bet that's exactly what happened. Something got moved and scaled instead of moved. There we go. Save that. So now we can go into this. We need to make this at 128. We can say tile editor, yes. We want to say multi point 32-bit sprite editor. Slice automatic by cell size 28 by 128. Slice. Apply. Tile set kind of looks like a map of Muddy Lake or something put together. Probably because of the solid brown color. Right. You're very, very right. Because the grass has so much variation to it, I need to put something into the dirt as well, don't I? Thank you. So let's grab none of this. Let's grab this one, there we go, and lock it into the right place, which is here. PSDs, please. This, we'll lock it. Go like this, and go to our tile palette. Go to the Overworld Summer. and select first this, I guess, with this. And this is this tile. Oh. I'm going to update all of these. Great. I need to like create my own random one instead of this, because the way the random one works with the 2D extras in Unity is it's like a 50-50% if you just do two different styles. If you do three, and it's 33%. But I want the actual grass, this one, to be say 90% of the texture. So that means you're pulling the same thing in over and over again to get a different percentage. Alright, so I don't know how many I've got of these, but it's probably like 50 of them or something. I'm pulling these all from the wrong spot, but whatever. We'll be fine. And yes, we don't have the variation with this stuff in it, so we're not going to see that show up anywhere in the overworld right at the moment. Just testing for the muddy dirt path. Look. Okay, that should update the random ones. So if we go back to our scene view, we didn't always paint with the random one. So if we select this one and go to this tile and override that sprite with this one, it's going to get us another portion of them. Should have. It's possible we got it from another tile set too. So let me take a look at extra towns. This tile here is probably it. Game project, this grass tile. For that sprite. There we go. Okay, so then let's get the road pieces, which is back on the overworld. And project. So for this one, we want this. Oh, wait. We gotta go to the tile. We want that. Just keep going through them. Now, the other thing I could have done here is taken and overwritten the original file name, but because I've only got a small portion of this built, this piece, that's why I didn't do that. Okay, so this one's going to be for this tile here. I got them out of position a little bit, but that's fine. Whoa, cancel. We want to do that instead. There we go. Then this one becomes this. Okay, and this window is not the right size for this. Probably can't make it the right size. Nope. So this piece is like that, which is that, which is this. Nope. Let's grab this one. It's the other bump out, which is on that side, which would be this now. Oops. Gotta go into the tile, change the sprite. So CZ, you know best what Demon Depths is. Does it make sense to make portions of mine, you know, randomly procedurally generated like Demon Depths? I'm not sold that it's a good fit, is why I'm asking. At least not in the Demon Depths way, where it's unique and connector. bottom one. What's this? We got the straight pieces. Would be this edge. This one. This one, which would be that edge. This one, which would be the corner. And then I don't have the center dirt piece or these variations set up. So nothing really to save, right? Why did it not update? Oh, what? Why is it showing this off? Let's go back into it. It shows that sprite. It's in this, yeah, it's opening that texture. Sprite editor, yeah, it's from this one. Oh, we might need to close and reopen or something. The other thing is, I think there might have been exterior towns. That's the path there. But why didn't this path update? That's what I was expecting to have happen. So this is based on a non-existent tile. What? Oh, wrong layer. Yeah, so we're on deco. So let's go ground. Rule tiles. Gotcha. Jeez, I have to update all those too. So those are going to be based on tiles, right? Or sprites. Okay. So same deal. We don't have a solid dirt one yet. We've got that corner though. That edge. This corner. This edge. And I didn't do those pieces yet. So it's gonna look like really halfway. What? Okay, those updated. What'd I miss? Oh gosh, it's all of these. Oh, right. So again, the way I set this rule tile up is it picks a solid one, but it also can pick from these random ones. And because it doesn't have a percentage that you can give, I put 20 of them in and then picked one or two that are not this solid color. So if we look at this one, it's the grass there. If we look at, say, this 49, it's the holes. So we need to update all of those as well in here. So this is our solid dirt. We don't have anything for that. We can't do this one. But for this, we've got grasslands 1. And that looks to be the majority of these. It's the top piece. I'm going to go with all of the 1s being this one, right? And then the 2 and the 3. So now if we look at it, top edge is right. It definitely gives a different look to the game. Like, before it was very light colored, this is a dark colored grass for it, right? And I don't think that's a bad thing. I kind of like the color that it's got. So let's finish these out for the other directions. So we've got our left side, which is this one, and this one. Because it's wrapping around funny. There's no way for me to get those to line up right because of this is taking up a space. So we got these two as our specials. Okay, and then this needs to be 15, which is there. There, that works. Okay, I can't drag it down, can I? In the scene view, that whole side is now updated to be our textures. So really I need to get one for this and one for this, and then this whole thing should fill in besides these paths here. And to do that path there, then I need to get basically our dirt transition pieces opened, duplicate them to a new layer, and just change the underlying color for the dirt, because remember I put those on different layers in here. So I've got dirt right down there. Didn't name it. But if I change the color there, that solid color, the background color, should go. Now the other piece is the edging, right? So the dirt edge would need to be changed as well. I would assume it wouldn't be brown anymore, it'd probably be a grayish shading. That looks to be accurate. So I think I can do the tiles for the overworld, the grass, the dirt, the water, things like that. Where I'm concerned is doing things like the houses. Like, how am I going to get those to go? How am I going to make those look good? There's a lot of work that the dude put into these. At least I think there is. And I don't know if I can do that level of detail. Okay, so the right side is which one? That. Okay, so we need to get our special rights in where they go. That one. And the other right piece, which would be that one. Interesting, I think I had them both set to the same thing. Which probably was not right originally. Okay. Oh. We got our bottoms, and that should be it then. So 23. This one. And this one. Oh. Over in Discord. So let's see. I can put that in there. It's more pixel art than what I wanted, right? But I get what you're going for. Okay. Cool, man. And I don't know how you did this, but is it like something where, like, say this roof tile, I'm assuming is repeated across here, except for this one, and then that's a different tile, and then these are different tiles. What game did you make before, man? You've never shown it off. Not that I'm aware of. Was it released? Yeah. And I have nothing against pixel art. It's just the look I'm not going for that look on this one. In this project. Excuse me. Okay, so we got all of the pieces except for the very center. Let's grab our dirt and fill that in. So let's go here. We will get one of the layers that has it completely full. We'll copy it. We'll shift A, copy, create another smart object. Oh, so it's not a complete game, you're saying? It's just like independent pieces that she built? Okay. Great. So we need to create a new smart object layer. Convert to smart object. Go into this, go image, size 128 by 128. Paste color in like really? There we go, save. And this will be our dirt image, which we can put wherever we want in ours. So grab the V tool. Yeah, people, why have you not? Nightbot says that too often. Yeah, but we got a new person in Discord from it. Welcome, CZ. I thought you were already in here, to be honest. Okay, so that'll be our dirt one. So let's go back to Unity. Let it do its thing. We don't have that image in here yet, so sprite editor. I'm afraid if I do this again, it's gonna overwrite, but I could be wrong. If those numbers changed, I might go like lie down in a corner and cry. Oh, I've been on Discord, man. Yeah, you need to be a mod here too. Boom, your mod. You should, like, you might have to close Discord or whatever, but you should have another channel now that's opened up to you. If you wanted to join me on stream. If you can't see me where I'm at, then let me know, because I've got the settings wrong still. So apparently that took this is 4, this is now 5 instead of this being 5, so I'm gonna go cry in a corner, I think. Look what it did to us. Yeah, that's all it takes, man. You just have to be like in and know me for like what, 3, 4, 5. How long have we done TS Craft? Since I started YouTube? Long ago. I lived in a different house then. It might be since 2012, to be honest. So 7 years? Dang. How can I undo that now? That's sad. Okay, so I got an idea. Go take this off, save it, go into here, go to the sprite editor, tell it to slice yet again. You should eliminate that slice, apply it, the world should go back to normal. It did. Now I can go into here. Since the 80s? I was born in the 80s. Okay, so now we've got this one. I need to add another slice. How do I go about doing that? There we go. I'm serious, man. I was born in the 80s. He's old. Okay, that's Grassland Tech 29 now. Okay. So we grab the dirt texture from in the right palette. Overworld. I'm still concerned that these went back to the way they are. Those tiles are like that now. Maybe you must cache that or something and have it not been updated. So that's this piece. We can grab and drag that one in there and look at the scene. And it doesn't update because we've got the wrong tile still, because this tile is the rule tile. So we need to grab that and drag that thing in there 600 times. Welcome back, Pineapple. Thank you. It felt like it was glowing before. If that makes any sense. Ah, crap. For high saturation. You're speaking in words I don't know, man. So I need to have two. Oh, there's the second variation. Okay. We don't have our variations created of the dirt yet. And this dirt's just a temporary one, so we can see how it looks too. There's that. Save. Scene. There we go. So obviously need to create those corners. Forgot completely about those. And then the variations. But it looks okay. He's trying to keep tabs on everybody. Pineapple. Know where you are all the time. Extra towns. So this is that grass with the flowers I was talking about. Would be nice to have a flower texture. We'll see how that works though. Okay, how long have I been streaming? 2 hours. Probably gonna take a break about now, guys. I'm liking where this is going. I've got a few things to do. I will probably be streaming later on. I'm not one to watch the Super Bowl, so that's probably what I'll be doing instead, is streaming. So let's see. Is there anyone out there we should raid? Anyone that I follow? Because it might be a little while. My wife wants me to go take my son to the store. So, time to hit the cord.
August, which was a Make Your Mark event.
Shh. Don't play sounds. Freaks Playground is streaming. He does Unity. He's a German streamer, I think, from his accent. Let's see if there's anyone else real quick. It's doing Unity. Me, just me. Cool. At least within their name of their stream. Be a fat raid. Right, let's go ahead and raid Freaks Playground. Why not? Be sure to let him know I sent you. Get that going. I didn't do my outro scene. Bye, everybody. Just drop him that tech power-up thing if you've got it. If you don't got it, then just drop the regular rig thing, I guess.